30 products for seniors living alone. Every single one of them under $50. A rail that slides under your mattress, so getting out of bed is something you do on your own terms again. $39.99. A button beside your chair that rings a pager in your daughter's hand the second you press it. No call center, no monthly fee. $24.83. And a clock that says the day, the date, and the time out loud, for someone whose memory isn't what it used to be. $25.99. 30 products, every one on Amazon right now. Not one of them costs more than $50. You don't have to spend a fortune to make living alone easier. Let's go. Just so you know, these are Amazon affiliate links, so we may earn a small commission if you buy something and it never costs you anything extra. And prices are what we saw the day we filmed, so have a quick look at the page before you order. Number 1. Call to Caregiver Pager. Wireless call button, $24.83. There is a particular kind of quiet that comes after you fall, not the fall itself. The minutes after, when you're on the floor and the phone is in the other room. This is a button. That's all it is. You keep one beside the bed, one in the bathroom, one by your chair. When you press it, a small pager lights up and chimes wherever the other person is in the house. There is no call center, no monthly fee, no contract, and nobody listening in. It rings one person, the person you chose. The range covers most homes, yard to yard, and the volume carries through a closed door. This is not a monitored medical alert service, so it does not call an ambulance for you. But for a husband, a neighbor 2 doors down, or a daughter in the next room, it removes the worst part of falling, which is waiting. Number 2. Bed rails for elderly adults' safety. $39.99. Getting out of bed used to be the easiest thing you did all day. Now, it is the moment you hold your breath and hope your arm finds something. This rail slides under the mattress and gives you something solid to pull against, so you come up steady instead of lunging. It holds up to 300 pounds, the height adjusts, and there is a padded grip so your hand does not slide on bare metal. It goes on in about 10 minutes with no tools, and it fits most standard bed frames. Nobody has to be in the room. Nobody has to be called. This is not medical equipment, but it takes the fear out of one moment you repeat every single morning of your life. Number 3. Wireless wrist pager. Caregiver call button. Watch. $46.99. Now, that button we just talked about only works if somebody is home to hear the pager. So here is the other half of it. The half the caregiver wears. It goes on the wrist like a watch, and when the call button is pressed, it vibrates and shows which room the call came from, which means the person doing the caring can be in the garden, in the basement, in the shower, and still know. It pairs with several buttons, so the bathroom and the bedroom arrive as different alerts instead of one vague chime. It is rechargeable, and there is a vibrate-only mode for the night, so the whole house is not woken. Caring for someone you love should not mean staying inside earshot for the rest of your life. Number 4. Top Life Talking Clock for the elderly and blind. $25.99. Memory does not go all at once. It goes in small pieces, and the first piece is usually the day of the week. You wake up, and you are not certain if it is Tuesday or Sunday, and you do not want to call anyone and ask because asking feels like admitting something. You press one button on this clock and a clear voice says the day, the date, and the time out loud. It speaks the alarm too, so a medication reminder does not depend on reading small numbers across a dark room. The display itself is oversized and high contrast for anyone whose vision has thinned out. The voice volume adjusts, and it runs on batteries, so a power cut does not take it out. It does not fix memory, and it is not a medical device, but it answers a question you would rather not have to ask a person. Number 5. Fulicon Weekly Pill Dispenser Organizer, $36.99. Most people do not miss a dose because they forgot. They miss it because they cannot remember whether they already took it. So they stand at the sink at 8 in the morning, holding a bottle, doing arithmetic. This gives you 7 separate day trays, each one with 4 compartments. Morning, noon, evening, night. You pop a single day out and carry it in a pocket or a handbag, and the rest of the week stays on the counter. The lids are large tabs instead of tiny catches, which matters a great deal if there is arthritis in those fingers. Each compartment is deep enough for the larger tablets and the fish oil capsules that never fit anywhere. This does not replace what your doctor told you. It just turns "did I take it" into something you can see, instead of something you have to remember. Number 6. Vive Extra Long Handled Shoe Horn, $26.99. Bending down to your own feet is one of those things nobody warns you that you will lose. And when you lose it, you do not stop wearing shoes. You start wearing the ones that slip on, and then you are out on wet grass in slippers. This shoehorn has a long handle, so you stay upright the whole time and never put your head below your heart. The end is angled and wide, so it seats the heel properly instead of sliding off the side of the shoe. The handle length adjusts, which matters depending on whether you are sitting on a bed or a low chair. It is stainless steel with a grip that does not turn slick in a warm hand. It is a simple object, and it is the difference between proper shoes with proper soles and quietly giving up on them. Number 7. Bunmo Weighted Utensils for Hand Tremors, $23.98. A tremor does not make eating impossible. It makes eating public. So people start eating alone and turning down the invitation, and that is the part that does the real damage. These utensils are weighted. The extra mass in the handle dampens the shake before it ever reaches the food. The handles are wide and contoured, so they do not need to be gripped hard, and gripping hard is what makes a tremor worse in the first place. The set includes a fork, a knife, and a spoon, and they are dishwasher safe. They look like ordinary heavy cutlery on a table, not like equipment. That is deliberate, and it matters more than anything else about them. They do not treat the tremor, and they are not a medical device. But a hot meal that arrives at the mouth still hot is not a small thing. Number 8. Drive Medical Overbed Table with Wheels, $49.99. There is a stretch of the day, usually the afternoon, when the bed or the chair is the whole world, and everything you need is on a nightstand 2 feet too far away. This table rolls on casters, and the base slides underneath the bed or a recliner, so the top comes across your lap instead of you leaning out for it. The height adjusts with a lever, and the surface tilts if you are reading or eating. It holds a meal, a glass, a phone, a book, and the remote all at once, so none of them end up on the floor. It is laminate on a steel frame, and it locks in place once it is where you want it. A day spent resting should not also be a day spent reaching. If this video is helping you or someone you love, press the thumbs up button right now. Those gentle hands of yours pressing that like button help us reach other seniors and families who need this. It costs nothing, and it means everything to us. Number 9. Viv Sock Aid Easy On and Off Stocking Slider, $18.99. Socks are the last thing to go, and when they go, someone else has to put them on your feet. That is the moment a great many people describe as the one that actually hurt. You stretch the sock over this plastic cradle, drop it to the floor, put your foot in, and pull the 2 cords. The sock goes on. You never bend past your knee, and you never ask anybody. The cords are long enough for a tall person seated on a standard bed, and the handles are wide loops rather than thin string. It works with regular socks and with compression stockings, which are by far the hardest ones to manage alone. $18.99, and one more part of the morning stays yours. Number 10. Ergonov Lap Beanbag Book Stand, $39.98. Holding a book open is a small effort until your hands make it a large one. Then reading becomes something you do for 10 minutes instead of an afternoon. This is a weighted beanbag base with a stand on top, so it sits on your lap and shapes itself to you, instead of the other way around. The angle adjusts, and there is a page clip, so the book does not close itself every time you relax your hand. It holds a hardback, a paperback, or a tablet, which covers however that person likes to read. Because it is a beanbag, it does not slide off a lap the way a rigid stand does. It gives back the long afternoon. And the long afternoon is most of what retirement actually is. Number 11. Flipper Big Button Universal TV Remote for Seniors, $39.95. A standard remote has about 50 buttons on it, and you use 6 of them. The other 44 are how you end up on the wrong input at 9 at night, with no idea how to get back. This remote has 6 buttons: power, volume, channel. That is the whole thing. There is a sliding cover, and underneath it, you program only the channels that person actually watches. The news, the westerns, the church service on Sunday morning. The buttons are oversized and raised, so they can be found by feel without turning a lamp on. It learns from the existing remote, so it runs the cable box and the television together, instead of one at a time. For someone who has quietly stopped watching television because the remote defeated them, this hands the evening back. Number 12. Kitchen Mama Auto Electric Can Opener, $26.99. A can of soup should not be the thing that beats you. But a manual opener needs 2 hands, downward pressure, and a wrist that rotates. Arthritis takes all 3. You set this one on the rim and press a button. It travels around the can by itself and stops. It cuts along the side seam rather than the lid, so what is left has a smooth edge instead of a metal blade you have to fish out. It is cordless and battery-powered, so it does not need a socket or a spare hand. It is small enough to live in a drawer instead of taking up counter space. Nobody should be skipping a hot meal because of the packaging. Number 13. 5X Handheld Magnifier for Page Reading, $17.96. The pill bottle, the thermostat, the ingredients on the back of the box, the phone number on the letter from the insurance company. The world did not get smaller. The print did. This is 5 times magnification, with an LED light built into the rim, so it brightens what it enlarges. That light is the part most people underestimate. A great deal of what looks like failing vision is simply not enough light on the page. The lens is wide enough to hold a whole line of text, so you are not dragging it word by word. It is light in the hand, it takes batteries, and it lives in a kitchen drawer or a coat pocket. Reading your own mail without asking anybody to read it to you is a form of privacy. And privacy is worth $17.96. Number 14. Gas stove knob locks, 5-pack, $10.99. This one is not for the person watching. It is for the person watching who has a parent living alone. The fear is never the fire. It is the burner left on at midnight with nobody in the kitchen. These are 5 clear covers that snap over the stove knobs, and a knob cannot turn unless the cover is deliberately squeezed and rotated, which means the hip that brushes past the stove, the sleeve that catches the dial, the confused 3 in the morning. None of those turn on the gas. They are heat resistant, they fit most standard round knobs, and they come off in a second when somebody wants to cook properly. They install with adhesive in about 5 minutes, no tools. $10.99, and one specific fear leaves the house. Number 15. Yes Cool weighted blanket for adults, $43.99. The night is longer when you live alone. Everyone who does knows this, and almost nobody says it out loud. A weighted blanket works on the same principle as a hand on your shoulder. Steady, even pressure that tells the body it is safe to settle. The weight is held in small sewn pockets, so it does not slide off to one side in the night. The general guidance is roughly 10% of body weight, so choose the weight for the person, not for the bed. The cover comes off and goes in the machine, which matters more than the marketing ever mentions. It is breathable, so it does not become a heat trap by 2 in the morning. It does not treat insomnia, and it is not a medical device, but a room feels less empty when something in it has weight. Number 16. Snail Axe heating pad and foot warmer, $32.28. Circulation slows with age, and the feet are where you feel it first. Cold feet in a warm room, cold feet in bed, cold feet in July. This is a lined foot pouch with heat settings, and you slide both feet in while you sit. It has several temperature levels and an automatic shut-off timer, which is the part that makes it safe in a chair where people fall asleep. The removable liner is washable, and it doubles as a flat heating pad for a back or a shoulder. The cord is long enough to reach from a recliner to a wall socket without a stretch. If there is reduced feeling in the feet, from diabetes or from anything else, use the lowest setting and check the skin. Heat you cannot feel is heat that can do damage. Warm feet change the whole evening. Ask anybody who has cold ones. Number 17. RMS Deluxe 28-inch dressing stick, $20.99. Shoulders lose their reach before anybody notices, and then getting a cardigan on becomes a 2-person job, which means getting dressed becomes something you wait for help with. And waiting to get dressed is a hard thing to feel about yourself. This stick is 28 inches long, with a hook on one end and a push-pull tip on the other. The hook pulls a sleeve up over a shoulder. The tip pushes a strap into place, and the same tool brings trousers up past the knees while you are seated. It is lightweight, so a weak arm can hold it out at full extension without shaking. The handle is foam over an aluminum shaft, so it grips easily and it does not bend. $20.99 to get dressed alone on your own schedule before anybody arrives. Number 18. Compression socks for women and men, knee-high, $14.99. Legs that ache and swell by the evening are so common after 70 that most people assume it is just the price of the day. Graduated compression is tighter at the ankle and looser at the calf, which supports the blood on its way back up. These are knee-high. They come in several sizes, and the toe and heel are cushioned, so they can be worn all day. They are thin enough to go under normal trousers, which is why they actually get worn instead of sitting in a drawer. They pull on more easily than medical-grade compression, which is a real consideration for hands that struggle. Please talk to your doctor before you start wearing compression socks. If you have diabetes, peripheral artery disease, nerve damage in the feet, or any circulation condition, the wrong level of compression can do harm rather than help. This is not a treatment, and we are not telling you it is. Ask the person who knows your legs. Number 19. Anti-slip. Extra long bathtub and shower mat. $13.96. More people are hurt in the bathroom than anywhere else in the house, and it is almost always the same 6 square feet. Wet porcelain has effectively no friction, and a bare foot on it is a coin toss. This mat is extra long, so it covers the standing area and the step-in point, rather than the middle of the tub only. It grips with a full field of suction cups underneath, instead of a few around the border, so it does not creep sideways. The top is textured with drainage holes, so water leaves instead of pooling under your heel. It is machine washable, which is the only way a bath mat stays a bath mat and does not become a mildew problem. $13.96 against the single most likely place in the house for it to happen. Number 20. EZPIK Pro 43-inch foldable grabber reacher tool. $27.94. Every fall has a reason, and a surprising number of them are a dropped object. Something rolls under the table. You reach for it because it is right there, and your center of gravity goes somewhere you did not send it. This reacher is 43 inches, which is long enough to keep both feet flat and your back straight. The jaw has a rubber grip that will lift a coin off a hard floor and also close on a full water bottle without dropping it. It folds in the middle, so it hangs on a walker or fits in a bag, instead of leaning in a corner. The trigger is a full hand squeeze rather than a fingertip pinch, which is what makes it usable with arthritis. It reaches the top shelf too, which means the step stool comes out less often, and that is the whole point. We are 2/3 of the way through. Please subscribe to this channel right now. We make videos like this every single week for seniors and their families across America. Subscribing is free, and remember, prices can move a little, so check the current price on the page before you order. Number 21. Comfy Life Premium Gel and Memory Foam Seat Cushion. $45.95. Sitting stopped being restful somewhere along the way. Now an hour in the same chair costs you something. This cushion is memory foam with a gel layer through it, and it holds its shape instead of flattening out by month 3. The back is cut out in a U shape, which takes the pressure off the tailbone rather than spreading it around. The gel keeps it from turning into a warm spot, which is the reason most foam cushions get abandoned by July. The cover comes off and washes, and the base is non-slip, so it stays put on a dining chair or a car seat. It travels. Church, the car, the waiting room, the folding chair at a grandchild's school concert. The chair is where most of the day happens now. It should not be the thing that ends the day early. Number 22. Dream Sky Small Digital Alarm Clock, $16.59. Waking at 3 in the morning and not knowing whether it is 3 or 6 is a specific kind of unsettling. So you reach for the phone, and the phone lights up your whole face, and now you are awake for an hour. This clock has large red digits you can read across a dark room without your glasses. The brightness dims all the way down, so it stays legible at night without lighting up the ceiling. It shows the room temperature too, which is more useful than it sounds for anyone who cannot always feel a cold house. There is a battery backup, so a power cut does not reset it and leave somebody confused in the morning. $16.59 for the middle of the night to make sense. Number 23. WTJ MOV Small Electric Tea Kettle. $23.99. A kettle on a stove requires you to remember it. That is the whole design flaw. This one boils and shuts itself off, and it shuts off again if it is ever switched on empty. It is small and light. A full kettle of water is heavy, and a lighter kettle means a steadier pour into a cup. The base is cordless, so you lift the kettle straight up instead of navigating a cable across a countertop. It is stainless steel inside, and it boils in a few minutes rather than standing over it. The lid opens wide enough to fill and clean without turning your wrist at an angle. Tea, coffee, a hot water bottle, oatmeal in the morning. All of it, without a burner that stays on. Number 24. Dext Key Wing. Key turner aid for arthritis. $14.99. A key is a small piece of metal that asks your fingers to pinch and rotate at the same time. For an arthritic thumb, that is one of the hardest movements there is, which is why people stand outside their own front door in the cold, working at the lock. These clip onto the keys you already have and give you a wide plastic wing to turn instead of a thin edge. The leverage means the whole hand does the work, rather than two fingertips. They come as a set, so the front door, the back door, and the car are all covered. They are color-coded, which quietly solves a second problem: knowing which key is which without holding them up to the light. $14.99, so that arriving home is the easy part of going out. Drop a comment below right now. Tell us which product surprised you the most. We read every single comment on this channel. Every one. Number 25. Rechargeable sound amplifier with noise cancelling. $29.99. Hearing is where living alone gets lonely because you stop joining the conversation before you stop hearing it. You nod along at the table, and eventually you sit a little further from it. This is a personal sound amplifier. It makes the room louder around you. The television, the person across the table, the doorbell. It is rechargeable rather than running on those tiny batteries that are almost impossible to change with older fingers. It has noise reduction, so it lifts speech more than it lifts the refrigerator humming behind it. The volume adjusts with a dial you can find without a mirror, and it comes with several ear tip sizes. Now be clear about what this is. It is a sound amplifier, not a hearing aid, and it is not fitted to your hearing. It does not replace an over-the-counter hearing aid, and it does not replace seeing an audiologist. If there is real, ongoing hearing loss, that person needs a hearing test. This is an inexpensive way to hear the television. It is not a treatment. Number 26. Adaptive one-handed cutting board with 10 spikes. $44.99. If one hand has been weakened by a stroke, by arthritis, by a shoulder that never quite came back, cooking does not become difficult. It becomes a two-person activity. And a great many people quietly stop cooking altogether at that point and go to the sandwich and stay there. This board has 10 stainless spikes that hold a potato, an apple, or a piece of meat completely still, while one hand does the cutting. There is a raised corner guard, so a slice of bread can be stood up and buttered without a second hand. Suction feet lock the whole board to the counter, so it does not travel while you work. It has a juice groove around the edge, and the spikes come out for cleaning. Cooking your own food is one of the last things anybody is willing to give up. This puts that day off by years. Number 27. MCGOR 10-inch under cabinet lighting. $16.99. Older eyes need roughly 3 times as much light to see the same detail. That is not an opinion. It is how the eye ages. And most kitchens light the room, not the counter, so you end up chopping in your own shadow. These strips stick under the cabinets and put the light exactly where the hands are. They are motion activated, so they come on when somebody walks up to the counter and go off by themselves. They are rechargeable and they mount with magnetic adhesive, so there is no wiring and no electrician. The brightness and the color temperature both adjust, so it is not a hospital glare at 7 in the morning. $16.99, and the sharpest object in the house is finally properly lit. Number 28. Back Scratcher Extendable, $19.99. We are going to talk about an itch in the middle of your back, and it sounds like a joke right up until you cannot reach one. Then it is a genuinely maddening thing, and there is nobody in the house to ask. This extends to full length and locks, so it reaches shoulder blade to lower back without twisting your spine to get there. The head is rounded and smooth rather than sharp. That matters because older skin is thinner and tears more easily than it used to. It collapses down to pocket size and clips shut, so it lives in a chair-side caddy or a handbag. It is metal shafted, so it does not flex into uselessness the moment you press on it. Small Dignity, $19.99. No explaining to anybody. Number 29. Toilet Safety Rails, 350 pounds, adjustable, $44.99. Nobody wants to talk about this one, which is exactly why it gets skipped until after the fall. Sitting down and standing up from a toilet is a deep squat with nothing to hold. Performed several times a night, usually half asleep. These rails mount to the toilet itself, so there is a solid arm on either side to push up from. The height and the width both adjust, so they fit the person rather than a general idea of a person. They hold up to 350 pounds, and the arms have foam grips, so cold metal is not the first thing your hand meets at 2 in the morning. They install with the existing toilet seat bolts in about 15 minutes. No drilling into a wall, no conversation with a landlord. Independence in the bathroom is the very last thing anybody wants to hand over. $44.99 buys years of it. Number 30. DMI, step stool with handle and non-skid rubber platform, $35.99. We finish here because this is the thing that will otherwise be a kitchen chair. And a kitchen chair, on a smooth floor, with somebody reaching over their head, is how a very ordinary afternoon turns into an emergency room. This stool has a handle that comes up to hand height, so there is something solid to hold before you step up. And while you step down, the platform is wide and rubber-surfaced, and the feet grip instead of sliding. It is steel-framed and rated well above the weight of the person using it, so there is no flex underfoot. It folds flat, so it goes in the pantry gap, instead of living in the middle of the floor. If there is one thing on this entire list to buy for somebody who insists they are perfectly fine standing on a chair, it is this one. If you are a senior watching this, you deserve every tool that makes your life easier. You have earned the right to ask for help from products, even when you don't want to ask for help from people. Nothing on this list cost more than $50. Not one of them. That was the whole point. If you are a son or daughter, a grandchild, a caregiver, send this video to the person you love. Not because they can't manage, because they deserve better tools. Every link is in the description, organized by number. If this video helped you, press the thumbs up. Those gentle hands of yours help us reach thousands of other families who need this. Subscribe so you never miss a video like this. Drop a comment. Tell us which product surprised you most. We read everyone. That's Reliable Consumer. We'll see you in the next one.